You are listening to the Atlanta Real Estate Forum radio show, Around Atlanta edition, showcasing the best of Metro Atlanta, our communities, the attractions, and the special events that make Atlanta great. Welcome to our virtual town square. And now, here are today's hosts.
Good morning and welcome back to the Around Atlanta edition. I am your host, Todd Schnick, joined by my friend and colleague, Carol Morgan. Before we kick things off, however, we do want to thank New American Funding for being our 2021 show sponsor, now our 10th year on the air. It has been so great having them as our partner. All right, Carol, this is going to be a great conversation. Neat guy. What an amazing organization. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, this is going to be fantastic. We're joined today by Jimmy DeLoach Jr. He's the founder and president of the Abbie DeLoach Foundation, and he's Abbie's father. So welcome to the show, Jimmy, and just start by telling us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Todd, for having me. And I hope everything is a lot warmer than it is down south in Savannah. I'm 62 years old and been through a lot of happiness and heartaches, through the last couple of years. But I'm from Garden City, Georgia, which is right outside the city of Savannah. I attended and got my undergraduate at Georgia and then got my graduate degree at Georgia Southern. Played football at the University of Georgia and was able to coach with Coach Russell at Georgia Southern University for 3 years. And we had 2 national championships there. And then I left coaching, and my brother and I have been business partners in Savannah for the last 35 years and been very successful and have got a lot of good people that work together for us. I have 2 children, Abbie and Annie. Annie is a PA student, physician's assistant at Mercer University in Atlanta. She finishes up next year and will be getting married this December. And I was a single parent for the last 8 years, but I got married 8 months ago, and not in my wildest dream, be dating and all this and falling back in love and all that guru stuff. Fine Greek lady. We live over in Hilton Head now. But I think the greatest accomplishment is I got certified in grief counseling and grief shifting, which I'm able to use my experience to come alongside people who are walking through this situation. So that's who I am in a brief shell.
Outstanding. Well, welcome to the show. Appreciate you again joining us. So we mentioned the Abbie DeLoach Foundation. So give us the overview of that fine organization, mission and purpose.
Well, it was founded in April of 2016. And just to give a backdrop for the story, in April 2015, I received a phone call from my daughter, Annie, that Abbie had been involved in an accident. And Abbie's not the best of drivers, I'll admit that. But I tried for about a couple hours to get in touch with her and never could. So I knew something had to be wrong. And my brother and I were working out at Kansas, Leavenworth. And I got a call from the Georgia State Patrol that said, "Is this Mr. DeLoach?" And I said, "Yes, sir, it is." He says, "Well, our policy, we can't dive in it too deep, but whatever you're doing, you need to come home." And that's I realized it was more than just maybe a wreck. And so we traveled back home through the night, and my daughter and I, my wife at that time, we had to go to the hospital, and it's tough as you going into the emergency room, and they tried for 2 hours to resuscitate her, and then you just have to, pull back the sheet and realize that is your daughter, and just everything just went dark after that, just into a blur, and I just didn't want Abbie to be remembered that way. From the tragedy and the newspaper articles and all the feelings, because she was she lived hard. She inspired a lot of people and just had a good take on life. And so I wanted out of that to be remembered more of positive. And So that's why we founded the foundation. And since then, it really has served her well.
Mm.
So what does the foundation actually do? And what's your, how do you help people? I mean, what's the actual purpose of it?
Well, in 1984, when I was coaching at Georgia Southern, I saw what a scholarship could do for people who came from backgrounds. I'm talking about some very disconnected people, but athletics was their only way out. And it was their ticket to go to a new environment, higher education, just the whole thought process, would change their lives and change the end game. So the people came for the foundation. We use that to reach out to people who wanted to just go to another level, to make the impossible possible. And so we started the foundation, and our first class was in 2017. We had 6 recipients, and we were learning the nonprofit organization and the ins and outs. And in 2020, we ended up with 22 people receiving scholarships. And in this class coming this year in 21, we'll have 16 recipients.
Wow.
And all of this was because of a young lady named Dana Whitfield. She's the director of the foundation. She has given legs to this organization, and her experience has just been phenomenal. And she really does it because of her love. She knew Abbey and just reached out and took care of that. And so been blessed, and here we are.
Yeah, it's timely, and it's timely, and it's beautiful that it grew out of this tragedy and that you're having impact on all these different people's lives. But you look at, the last year in the world and COVID and the nursing shortage, and the fact that you're able to help that and to help fund that for people who might not be able to get through nursing school otherwise is just, fantastic. Tell us a little bit about Abbey and what she was like.
Ooh, Abbey. Abbey reminded a lot of me, but if there were words that I could put to her, she was a competitor. She was comfortable with herself, and she had a Christ-like spirit. She had a little sister, and you know how when you have a little sister, they're always trying to hang on to the bigger kid, run around. So if somebody in the class could eat 8 cookies, Abbey could eat 12. If somebody ran a 4-minute mile, Abbey would say, well, I could do it in 2 minutes. Everything she did was competitive, but she was comfortable with herself to where, as a 15, 16-year-old kid, you're up here going, honey, where are you going with that outfit? Going out. Oh, honey, you can't wear something like that. But she said, Dad, it's me. And I said, okay, I got it. And so she was okay. She knew her strengths, knew her weaknesses. And I knew that her lifestyle depicted what she had in her heart. And I knew that was Jesus, and everything that he stood for, she stood for. So it was a very good relationship. She was a lot of times a lot more mature than I was. So those 3 would describe her to the T.
Well, I love what you said earlier, that you didn't want her to be remembered from the accident, but to be thought of and recognized now as the name face of this organization. And I love that. And it's inspiring that you and others took the tragedy and turned it into something positive. That those kinds of instances never cease to inspire and fuel me. So kudos to you and others who made all this possible. I guess I have to ask, since we're doing this right in the midst of a global pandemic, how COVID has impacted the workings of this foundation. Any impacts?
Well, every year we have a banquet that's held at Compassion Church. We usually have between 300 and 400 people. All the students get to come, the athletes get to come, parents, grandparents, uncles, aunts, everybody gets to come. And a lot of business people who support the foundation, obviously come to the banquet. And so it's a sense of camaraderie, a sense of a team concept, and everyone's pulling together, in the same direction. So that is something that the banquet initiated every year. But with the corona virus, and now you're having to do it virtual. So that personal touch, that relationship, sense of a graduating class each year, that has gone away. So we had trips planned. We have a medical mission that we send student nurses on, and it's not a vacation. I mean, they go to Zimbabwe, Ecuador, and other parts of throughout the world, and it's 2 weeks where they're working 14, 16 hours a day, taking their medical skills that they learn in the college and the university, and they're in neighborhoods that have unbelievable conditions, and they're cranking out their skills all day long. But this corona has us to cancel our medical missions for this year. So we reached out to the Georgia Nurses Association, and we're hoping going to partner with them to find out what their needs are inside the state of Georgia and come alongside them trying to get as many nurses. And the ones who have gone through our program have all graduated or are employed right now, working and administering shots, saving people's lives. They're on the front line of this right now as we speak.
And we sure do appreciate that and appreciate them. So thank you for looking for hands-on opportunities for them, because that's so important to get that experience. So for any nursing students out there or friends of nursing students out there who'd like to apply for a scholarship, how can they apply for the Abbie DeLoach Foundation Scholarship?
Well, just to give you a scope, what we've been able to accomplish, we've given over close to $1 million.
Wow.
To people who want to have a better lifestyle. We've constructed a building in India that takes women out of sex slave. And I was over there on visits, and you could see how women are treated just like a piece of meat. But we were able to construct that building, and they're learning a skill in which it takes them out of prostitution. So we did that. We've given 28 scholarships to student nurses who have gone through either Georgia Southern University, University of Georgia, or Savannah State College. So those have been hands-on, and that is something that it takes a lot of pressure off parents when you're able to say, hey, let me take care of your kids' tuition this year. And just to see the parents' reaction and the kids' reactions from that. So on our website, you have Abbie DeLoach Foundation.com. And if you will scroll up, you will see where it says to apply for scholarship. And when you hit that tab, it'll open up to the different partners that we provide scholarships to. And so from there, they just go to the individual schools and apply for the admissions and the scholarship.
New American Funding is committed to delivering home loans on time while providing 5-star service. Their 14 business day close guarantee and fully underwritten pre-approval gives you an unbeatable 1-2 punch impossible for sellers to ignore. For more information on New American Funding, call 678-898-3540. That's 678-898-3540.
Kudos to you for the work you're doing over in India with that sex trade. I don't think people realize the severity of that problem and the amazing amount of people who are victims of that. It's mind-boggling. I've been doing some research for my foundation on hunger issues and recognizing. I mean, the issue is just so pervasive, and it's just I don't think most Americans could even wrap their head around how big that problem is. So I'm grateful to you for your work there. So listening to this, I'm inspired and I want to figure out ways where we can help and support the work that you're doing. Others are probably listening to this as well, saying, wow, I want to be a part of this and help the cause and the mission. How do people support and donate to your work?
Well, the biggest thing that I can tell you from any time starts into a travel with grief, and that's what this foundation does is we come alongside people to offer support. So the support that people out there can give to us in the foundation is first to pray. And that is one of the things that got me through to this point where I can look at the tragedy and try to digest it and reverse it and put a positive spin on it. So because you deal with grief and it takes a lot of people, takes a lot of camaraderie, takes a lot of love. And so if you will pray first, and then you can go to our page, abbiedeloachfoundation.com, and scroll down, and you will see where it says you can give now. And hit that tab right there, and some information will open up for you to fill out and complete.
That seems easy enough. So we'll probably cover that again at the end of the show as well. Do you have any events planned for later this year? I know a lot of stuff has switched to virtual. So what's coming up?
Well, and in 2020, everybody was taken by surprise.
Mm-hmm.
You would have said this in February. We would have our luncheon, blah, 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 blah. But it really has caught everybody by surprise. So what we're going to come up with, hopefully, as we go into a new normal, as the schools hoping back up this coming fall, we've got a run that we sponsor every year called the Abbey's Adventure Run. That is usually coincides with the 5K at Georgia Southern College. So we're looking forward to that. And we're looking forward to our luncheon, which is going to be held in April, about a couple months now. It'll be done virtually, but we will record it, tape it, and put it out on all the social medias. We've got the fun run. And I would say that, student athletes go back now. They're competing and been training, but yet they have no one in the stands. You go to a Georgia game or Georgia Southern, only 25% capacity. This year, we're hoping this fall to have everyone in the stand, volleyball, with sponsor scholarships for golf and those type of sports. So we're looking forward for everybody supporting the student athletes who have to put so much time and training in, and hopefully we can have the stands full. So that's what we've been.
Yeah, no, great stuff. There's no doubt that the pandemic has temporarily altered how you do your thing, but you're still doing good stuff and still impacting lives, and you'll get back into your more normal routines, and that's exciting to see. And I'm telling you, what a great tribute to Abbey and the countless lives that through these nurses and the people that they're benefiting. So it's almost it is countless the amount of people that she's impacting, and that's got to give us all a lot of hope looking ahead to the rest of 2021. So Jimmy, I got to tell you, impressive what you guys have done. And we all will continue to pray and help us all get through this. But commend you on the important work. And I got a feeling our paths will cross again, and we'll continue to learn about how you and Abbey and all the wonderful people involved in this continue to grow this thing. So before we close, one last question, again, just as we alluded to, just remind everyone where they go to make application, where they can go to support the work of the foundation, and just where to go just to get some other questions answered.
Well, at University of Georgia, we go through the kinesiology department, but you can actually go to the abbiedeloachfoundation.com and scroll up to the top, and you'll see where it says apply for scholarship. What that does, it'll open the page up, and it'll show the link to like University of Georgia, Georgia Southern University, and Savannah State, and the other schools that we support or have partnerships with. And that page there, once you open it up and you go to the school, you can call the admissions or directly to the school kinesiology and ask about the scholarship, and they will give you information of how to apply. that is the direction that students take, applying for the scholarship. When it comes to donations, and we, thrive on a lot of, we try to touch people with as much as we can with the resources that we have. So go scroll down on the Abbie DeLoach Foundation.com, and you will see the word Give Now. And you'll click that tab right there, and a page will open up, and you will see where the information you have to fill out. And so where you see that $100,000 says Give Now, click that one about 6 or 7 times, and that will be very happy.
That will certainly change some lives, no doubt about that. All right. Well, thank you for sharing that. Jimmy DeLoach Jr., the president and founder of the Abbie DeLoach Foundation. Thank you again for making time to join us. And we are most grateful for your devotion and your very important work. So thank you.
Thank you, Carol. Thank you.
All right. Well, that wraps this week's Around Atlanta edition. On behalf of our show sponsor, New American Funding, my co-host, Carol Morgan, I am Todd Schnick. It's all the time that we have for today. Thank you for tuning in and listening. And we'll look forward to seeing you again right here next week. We'll see you then.
Atlanta Real Estate Forum Radio is made possible by Denim Marketing, the publisher of Atlanta Real Estate Forum, Atlanta's favorite source for real estate and home building news. Denim Marketing is a comfortable fit, like your favorite pair of jeans. Denim Marketing tailors marketing strategies to meet your specific needs and niche. Try them on for size. They will work to create a perfect fit for your company's marketing program. Call them at 770-383-3360 or send an email to info@denimmarketing.com. For more information on Atlanta Real Estate Forum Radio or to inquire about being a guest, contact info@atlantarealestateforum.com. Check out the radio show by visiting atlantarealestateforum.com or by listening to the show on your favorite podcast app. And if you enjoyed today's broadcast, we'd sure appreciate a rating and review on iTunes. Thank you again for listening, and we'll see you next time on Atlanta Real Estate Forum Radio.